What's going on, guys? It's Bill with MaddenProdigy.com, and today we're going to do something that we very rarely do on YouTube. We're going to show you something that you are only going to get from MaddenProdigy.com. We're going to take a simple play that nobody uses, and we're going to turn it into an extensive money play that will beat about 95% of any coverages in the game. And we're going to do this all with one play. And guys, I'm telling you, if you haven't got like the Season Pass Live, Season Pass, or even the Film Room, or one of our ebooks, I'm telling you, give us a shot. We've been around since, well, I actually started doing this in 2004, and I started out by doing it on eBay, and then 2008 things changed, and we've had this website ever since. And as I'm telling you, we know our stuff when it comes to finding money plays, nano blitzes, you name it. So the play that I'm going to show you is in several playbooks, but nobody uses it. And we're going to turn it into a dynamic money play. We're going to show you a few different setups to beat different types of coverage. And when I say beat coverages, we're not going to mess around. We're going to only go for one play touchdowns. So, forgive me when I'm making this video and I'm only making one or two reads, then I'm going strictly for one play touchdowns. Let's just say that. So Pistol Bunch is the play, and I know it's in the Patriots, and I think it's in 2 or 3 other playbooks. I don't have that information on hand right now, but just go to huddle.gg and look it up because it's in a few. Okay, so the play that we're going to be calling is going to be PA curls. And first of all, let's address match coverages with this. Let's go nickel, and first we're going to look at quarters. And this might actually be kind of a long video because I'm going to show you like everything that we're going to be able to beat here. So for quarters coverage, any match coverage other than cover 3, well, this will be cover 3 match, but there's a better way to do that, and we'll get into a different setup for that. But first of all, I want you to read the coverages here. It's pretty easy. Read right here. You see 2 deep safeties. That's the first thing you look at. Then you look at the cornerbacks, and the cornerbacks are playing off about 8 to 10 yards. That's a pretty good giveaway that this is going to be a cover 4. Now, patch or no patch, EA claimed that with like a cover 4 palms that the corner does not press anymore. Well, that's kind of a lie. Lip service, whatever you want to call it, they still press in cover 4 palms. So we know that it's not cover 4 palms unless your opponent is actually trying to disguise his defense. So right now, we're thinking cover 4 quarters. It could be cover 4 drop too, but anyways, so the setup to beat match coverage, cover 4, is going to be, number 1, we're going to streak our center slot. We're going to put O on a corner route. We're going to stem that route all the way down, and then we are going to put our outside receiver on a slot fade. Now, EA and its whatever blocking assignments, if you have time, you probably want to change the blocking to base. It's not 100% necessary. The blocking's just better, and it's something I think EA stupidly did by putting that into the game, but it is what it is, and we have to deal with it this year. Okay, so in any case, whenever you're running this play, the tight end is going to be a wild card. The route that he's on right at the moment will do a good job of beating man coverage, but that's about it. If you want, you can put him on a drag. You can put him on a crossing route. Whatever you want to do with him. I prefer the drag, just because if something happens, you have an easy check down. The bread and butter route on this is going to be the streak. Against any match coverage, it's going to get wide open for a 1 play touchdown. I'll run this one more time against quarters. And as you can see, that's an easy one-play touchdown. So now moving on. Let's go to cover 4 palms. Same route combo. Once again, same thing. Easy one-play touchdown. Okay, so that's cover 4 quarters, cover 4 palms. Now let's look at some other match coverage. Like I said, I'm going to show you how to beat about 99% of the coverages in the game just with one play. Now we're going to call cover 6. That's another match defense. And once again, when looking at this, we're going to notice the alignment of the safeties. It's two safeties high. You notice on one corner he's down, almost pressed, but not really pressed. And then the other one's up a little bit higher. So that tells me that it's going to be a cover 6, cover 9 type defense. Now it could be pure zone or it could be match, but we're going to have to guess on that, and it's going to be match. Of course, we actually know what it really is because we called the play, but most people right at the moment are calling match, and you can see he had a step on his defender. Cover 6 actually does a pretty good job of containing this, but it doesn't stop it for the most part. It's still going to be an easy completion. Like that for an easy one-play touchdown. That's versus cover 6. Okay, now we're going to show you against cover 9, show 2. Same thing, same route combo. Please note I'm not fixing my blocking, so sometimes I'm going to get unusual block sheds, but the reason I picked this play is when it comes to play action, if you do this right, if you find a good play action pass, a lot of times it's going to cause the linebackers to pause for half a second, so it's going to allow you to get an extra half a step or a step on your defender. They're just going to pause before they take off following the defender. And if it's play action, it helps, but you can also change it to where it's not play action and put the running back on a route too. I'm just showing you the bread and butter of it, and what we're actually doing is just showing you the one play touchdown aspect of this. So once again, I'm going to show this to you against cover 9, show 2. And this is all match. Overthrow, but as you can see, he was wide open. So moving on, let's go to... I want to show you against cover 2, like a Tampa 2. Okay, first of all, if you notice that it's a cover 2, unless your opponent's doing whatever he can to disguise it, it's the same thing. You look at the safeties, 2 high safeties, and then you look at the corners. The corners are playing about 5 yards off, so it's a pretty good indicator that it's cover 2. Now, when running this against the cover 2, I'll usually want to run the bunch side to the wide side of the field, but I'm going to show you without running it to the bunch side and show you the difference. Just showing that it is possible to complete this on a cover 2, even if you're lined up on the short side of the field. So for cover 2, it's going to be the exact same thing. This time you're going to pass lead it to the inside, and that was a completion if he would have hung onto the ball. As you can see, it's a little bit tougher, but if you're over here, or if you flip the play, and you don't overthrow it, the point is you're gonna have a chance for a one-play touchdown here against cover two. Can't always control how the quarterback throws the ball. There, it's a one-play touchdown against cover two. So now we've beaten with one setup. We've beat cover four quarters, cover four palms, cover 6-9, or cover 6, cover 9, and Tampa 2. Okay, so I'm showing you all the setups with just this basic setup here. Now we're going to look at, let's take a look at cover 2 man, just the standard cover 2 man. Now with cover 2 man, it might be a little bit different. It depends on what your opponent's doing, but if it's a cover 2 man, a lot of times instead of, whoops, I accidentally screwed that up. If it's a cover 2 man and we recognize that, which is pretty easy to recognize, same thing as a cover 2 zone, you're going to look at your safeties, you have 2 high, and then you're going to look, and on the left side, against a compression set, it's going to be about the same thing as a cover 2. You're going to notice that the cornerbacks are lined up, or the outside cornerbacks lined up about 5 yards off the wide receiver, but if you look over at the right, he's down pretty close to the line of scrimmage where the tight end is. So that's a pretty good indicator that it's going to be cover 2 man. Now the difference between how I like to run this, if it's a cover 2 man, is I'm going to streak the inside slot, and then I'm going to put the center slot on a stem down corner route. But other than that, everything's the same. You're still going to put the outside guy on a slot fade. And as you can see, if they do not play over the top coverage on a cover 2 man, then it's going to be a one-play touchdown or a big gain. And I'm not fixing my blocking or anything here. The blocking's holding up pretty good. That's kind of one of the reasons why I chose this play. But anyways, it always helps if you can, whoops, switch your blocking to base. You can also max protect or do whatever. Like I said, the tight end's a wild card. There we go. It's kind of funny. I actually changed it to base and then I get an insta sack. So I guess I'm going to keep it the way it was for practice mode. Practice mode's always janky when it comes to some of the stuff that happens. Okay, so let me see. Cover 4 quarters, cover 4 palms, cover 6, cover 9, Tampa 2, cover 2 man. That's basically with one setup, minus the cover 2 man. We change it a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to look at a cover 3 match. Okay, with cover 3 match, it can be a little bit trickier, but we have a solution. Now this is still going to work, but there's going to be a tighter throw window here. Okay, so you can do that, but if you recognize it's a cover 3, let me move the ball to the center of the field. If it's a cover 3, it's going to be recognizable. You're going to see one high safety. It's either going to be a cover 1 or a cover 3. Then you're going to look at the outside corners. Their alignment, they're going to be about 10 yards off the wide receiver. Okay, so if you suspect that it's a cover 3 match, You're going to do this just a little bit different. Instead of putting the inside slot on a stem down corner route, you're actually going to put them on a slot fade. Then you're going to put the center slot. You're going to put him on a stem down corner route. Or actually, no, I take that back. You're going to put him on a curl route. And then you're going to motion this guy over. And then you can either put him on a 10-yard out. You can put him on a comeback route, or you can put him on a curl route. That's really up to you. I prefer comebacks because comebacks is your money. So against a cover 3 right here, that's going to get wide open for an easy one-play touchdown. So that's the only real difference with any match coverage is a cover 3. Like I said, you can still make it work doing the original setup, but you're not always going to get the result that you want to get when you do that. And I will run this one more time versus a cover 3 match. Pass leading that to the side. As you can see, it's kind of tough to do that, but if you do the way that I just showed you, then versus a cover 3, it's going to work great. Now we're going to talk about zone coverage. So I'm going to show you how to beat any zone using the same play. We'll start out in a cover 3. And we're going to move the ball over because whenever you want to beat zone, if you're on the left hash, you run it regular. You don't have to flip it, but let's say you're over here, then you want to flip it. You always want the bunch on the short side of the field if you're going to be trying to beat zone coverage. Okay, so for the route combo on zone coverage, you're going to put the outside receiver on a slot fade, just like we usually do. We're going to put the inside slot, the center slot, we're going to put them on a streak, just like we usually do. Now, we're just going to put the inside slot on a zig route. Then we're going to motion this guy over. And that's going to get open against any zone in the game. And the way I throw this is I'm going to press straight down on the left analog stick towards about at 6 o'clock once he clears the curl flat. And I'm going to throw a bullet pass and keep holding down. Now, I do that against any cover 3, cover 4, whatever. If it's a cover 2 zone, then usually I won't. But I'll show this against cover 2 zone. Remember, we also have the one-play touchdown against a cover 2 zone. The sideline route also beats a cover 2. So I'll call Tampa 2. Same thing. Motion him over. Easy completion for what, 30 yards or more? Okay, so this version beats cover 3, cover 2. Let's look at a cover 4 drop. Out of all the plays that give this, that have the potential to give this issues, it would be cover 4 drop. So we're going to do exactly the same thing if we want to beat zone coverage. And please take in mind, or keep in mind that I'm only making one read. There's other reads when doing this. You don't have to do this every single time. Easy completion. Let's change the zone drops. Let's go curl flats. Let's go 20 yards. That's all that really matters because we're running this against cover 3 and cover 4, so I'm just going to change that. Keep in mind that whenever you do this on defense, this is an offensive tip, but it will take away match coverage, so whoops. We reset the play. I do have a broken controller, by the way, so my buttons are getting stuck. So, like I said, even with zone drops set, here, it doesn't really matter. This is going to beat any zone in the game. So I'm going to show you one more coverage. And like I said, about 95% of the coverages this is going to beat. I'll call cover 1 robber, and we're going to use press. Well, I guess I can. I only have one controller hooked up, but we can do the same thing. And still have a really good shot at completing the pass. We're just going to look to the slot fade. Anyways, guys, that's the way you turn a simple play that nobody knows about, nobody runs, into a money play that will beat almost every coverage in the game consistently. So if you haven't signed up for Season Pass Live, Season Pass, or even the Film Room, and you want more tips like this, click on the description, sign up today, and I promise you that you're not going to be disappointed in our tips, our strategy, our glitches that we find, anything else. You're going to improve. And one thing to keep in mind too is we are better on defense than we are on offense. So some of the things that we find on defense are going to trump anything that we find on offense. If you think this is crazy, then wait till you see our defenses.